I am headman for giving Arteta grief, but praise where praise is due. He called the right selection today. Any videos after this? Probably cool off after this, give you a moment to simmer. Probably just keep running live. Tomorrow we'll probably focus on Daniel Ek and whatnot. Oh, Aubameyang was winning headers, man said the general play stuff, he's not on it and things like that. He showed something today. He showed something today, without a doubt, man. Credit where due to the man. And that's all you can do. Sorry, folks, if I just change this quickly. Let me get into my thoughts for the game as well, folks, man. Post match. But yeah, man. I mean, my post-match thoughts. First things first. What can I say? We could. The only negative is probably real negative is that we conceded, and I just feel that's in a near enough perfect game by our standards. I think that's one thing I felt our performance did warrant a clean sheet. Saying that, when you switch off like we did for that goal and just we crept into old habits, you're always going to concede. So we probably got what we deserved. But as you know, boy, we scored 3 goals in the first half. Man to a man, I can't tell you a man of the match. As I keep saying, I think literally from goalkeeper to striker, everyone stood up to be counted. That's all I can be accountable for. Lovely for the 3 points. I'll give the manager, credit where it's due. Selection spot on. What he demanded of the team, spot on. I'm not going to lie. Again, jury's still out, but games like this, you can see exactly what he's trying to build with people like Tomiyasu, what he was trying to do with the Partey and Xhaka pivot, which I'm not really a fan of, but it did its thing. Smith Rowe was good. I like the way as I said earlier, it felt like when Arteta first came in, the way we attacked, there was a purpose, there was a ruthlessness, there was a confidence with everyone. And I have to give credit to the players for installing self-confidence and self-accountability, 2 things I've questioned on a regular basis in this team. They stood up for it, very good. Again, as much as we going into the game, we could have question mark, clearly, Xhaka, maybe Aubameyang, Smith Rowe or Saka, maybe one could have been dropped. And systems are just systems. But once you go out there, it's got to be spot on. So everything Arteta did in terms of tactically and giving his players confidence and players standing up to be counted, I cannot complain and I give him credit. We was ruthless today. We started well. We pressed aggressively. I was a bit, I'm not going to disappoint ain't the right word, because obviously I'd love to play Spurs like this every week, but I feel they weren't really good on the counter. I really thought a lot of the things that I thought, they would forgive themselves with their current standard as a club and where they've been. I didn't really see that. I would have thought North London derby, your performance level raised, what shall be, shall be. They were at 6s and 7s. We pressed very well, especially with Odegaard. We succumbed their players, their key men like Kane to drop deeper than he normally does. Son was the most narrow I've seen him play today, and he did score, but we kept him quiet. Tomiyasu had him under key. Moura, I think Moura was a bright spark at times, and obviously had a terrific effort in the second half, but we kept them quiet. We counter-attacked with devastating effect. I think we capitalized on Spurs' weakness and being out of position. Like anytime we won it, we was breaking very quickly. There was confidence. Senior players stood up to be counted. Young players again captured what the derby's about. Shout out to the 12th man as well, in the fans, because again, even though I don't watch the game with commentary, you can tell they made the atmosphere and they did their bit. The players gave them something to get behind beyond the obvious, and they did their bit. So yeah, we started off very well. If I scroll up on my screen to see some of what I was thinking at first half, sorry. Very good start. I feel we had Spurs in their own half. You saw Ben White was on it. Gabriel was on it. Gabriel and Ben White kept Kane quiet beyond the obvious and were perfect today. Ramsdale, were playing out from the back well. Partey's playing very well. Xhaka is up for this. The Haaland boys. Aubameyang, like you lot said earlier, is winning headers. He's pressing. Like the most impressive thing for me, there was no smiles on his face. There was an element of ruthlessness from him. Like even when he a bit over the top with Davinson Sanchez at the start, that set the point. And like I said, big up the senior players, because I think it was easier for Saka and Smith Rowe to do their thing. When you look left and right and see an ex-Real Madrid player in Odegaard, 50 million Ben White, Partey, Atletico Madrid, Xhaka been around the block with Switzerland, Gabriel, inexperienced, but a leader of this defense and a leader in this team. Ramsdale, England international, Ben White, the same, and others that I've missed out. When you see, Norway captain in Odegaard, when these guys are standing up to be counted, the people we should be looking at, their teammates are going to understand the vibe. Tomiyasu was superb today. It was a quality game. But yeah, I felt we was aggressive. We were scary on the counter. We kept them in their own half. I think we needed to fashion 1-2 opportunities, but we're looking good in it. I think Smith Rowe popping in that left-hand channel and tucking in is looking good. I think Saka on the right-hand side is looking like he's up for it. The midfield is looking good. We're doing well. We're that right level of aggressiveness, and we get what we deserve with Smith Rowe's goal. It's a fantastic counter-attacking move. I believe that's the one Ben White's beating Harry Kane in the air to the build-up. Odegaard started it. Saka's done well. He stood up. Smith Rowe, you don't get into the box, you're not going to score. He's tapped into a flat-rooted Lloris, and it's a fantastic run. Spurs are not tracking runners. Similar to the goal we conceded with Son, they didn't track runners there. So we've caught them cold. Smith Rowe has scored. 20 minutes in, I did feel there was a passage where we were superb. As I said, we kept them in their own half, but there was a period it felt like we were reverting back to type. The midfield, which was spot on, we're getting a bit open on the transition. We're getting caught with loose balls in midfield, and Spurs are a counter-attacking side. And there's 1-2 moments where they're showing stuff, and I think it was perfect timing to score that second goal, which we did, people, really and truly, because while we're dominating possession at this time and doing our thing, as an Arsenal fan, we always have run that risk of self-imploding, and that could have been the case today. So it was good to get that, especially when we got that second, because I feel there was a real 5-minute period where Spurs started to hit back a bit, get into our own half. More of them times there primarily was doing the business. So it was lovely. Obviously, Xhaka's done well to bail Ramsdale out. On reflection, it does look like Højbjerg's actually fouled. I didn't see it. And then Smith Rowe, Aubameyang have done the rest. Now, there's a couple other people that was involved, but they've done the rest. It's a fantastic flick from Aubameyang. Smith Rowe's done better. Aubameyang, not the best of strikes, but who cares? He's pulled it home. He's not struck it true, but he struck it just enough to caress it into the goal. 2-0. 2-0 is a dangerous lead. Obviously, Spurs get a second and a first, and it gets a bit gazy. Lovely for Saka again. We're breaking with intent. Kane's lost the ball. He's chasing his mistake. Him sliding and probably trying too much to win the ball back because he knows it's his L has helped Saka. Saka's done well to just strike it, really and truly, and he's done that. 3-0 in the first half. It's what the performance warrants, and I'm very confident. But as an Arsenal fan, I've never been in this territory, and these players haven't been in this territory too often. So it's about game management again. When you do your job and you have accountability, like every player I've been saying has, you get these sort of things. But it's how we hold on to it, and we probably did expect to concede. Probably did want us to score a bit more. But I wouldn't say I was scared, but I wasn't necessarily like, yeah, we're gonna get this one done. Because as an Arsenal fan, you've seen us 4-0 up in a game, and it went tits up. So yeah, obviously we've gone into halftime. It's elementary. We've been fantastic, but it's 45 minutes of a 90-minute game. Go out there, keep doing what you've done in large parts of the first half, and the job gets done. Go and win the second half. Spurs are gonna hit back. They're gonna have to throw the kitchen sink. They're gonna have to put some credibility into performance. So can we manage the game and not force it? But if they're pouring, their fullbacks are overcommitting, midfielders are gambling, can we go out there and get that fourth? I did feel in the second half, it showed that this team with an average age of 23 or so years of age still has a long way to go, because, we were similar to that 20-minute passage in the first half, or around the 20-minute stage where there was a 5-minute passage where we're losing it. I feel, a couple of our players tanked out, and they're putting it all in. They're pressing very well. Did think Arteta could have changed things a bit quicker, bit better. So game management and proactiveness from the gaffer need to improve, and they're not going to improve overnight. Felt there was one too many openings. We stopped winning as many first and second balls. We stopped following the runners, and we've given them their goal, to be honest. And it was a typical Arsenal goal to concede. Odegaard and Partey, I'd have to watch it again, but if I remember rightly, Odegaard and Partey need to do a bit better. Tomiyasu and Saka also. We've conceded a poor goal. I'm not going to pull it on Ramsdale. He was superb in the game in his own right, But I did think maybe Ramsdale could have done a bit better, really and truly. But it is what it is, you know. And again, like with Smith Rowe's goal, no one's following the run of Son, and you can't afford to let someone of his quality, regardless of if he's having a quiet day or not, be unmarked. So, you know, unfortunate for Ramsdale because his performance and the defense warranted a clean sheet, but it is what it is, people. You know, we'll take the rough with the smooth. You can't have it all. Ultimately, we did enough, you know, really. Unfortunately, the only negatives I could say is, again, bit more maturity with game management. Really and truly, know when to stick, know when to twist. Wanted to see it, things change a bit from Arteta. And obviously, you know, we don't know the severity of Xhaka's injury, obviously, with that collision. But other than that, you know, we were able to strike a wounded animal. This weren't a game where Spurs could sit and say they've turned their form around. We knew what we needed to do. I saw pride in the shirt, pride for the fans, pride for the manager, pride for the club. But I saw self-pride. You know, defenders wanted to defend, strikers wanted to score. And I can't say I saw that against City or against Chelsea or against Brentford or on many occasions as an Arsenal fan, really and truly. So it is what it is. What it is, really. You know, obviously there was some fine. I did think a lot of decisions went our way, uncharacteristically. I did feel on another occasion, maybe if Kane converts that easy chance for by his standards, where he's tried to chip Ramsdale. I did feel Spurs were owed something when it came to the Ben White incident. I think he nicked it in front of Kane, but I'd have to see it again. The Xhaka and Højbjerg one's a contentious one. Maybe, you know, he's bailed out Ramsdale. Maybe it's a foul. These margins go for or against you. We can't control that anyways, people. But yeah, we was losing our battles, which resulted in us conceding the goal. But other than that, my ending thoughts were we scored 3 goals and a half. Make this the standard or attempt to. We went from back to front very quickly. We was good in the attacking transition and we attacked with intent. We did look leggy in the second half. So again, you know, maybe the players have got to manage it a bit better. Like, you know when to go forward as you're getting tired. But Arteta's got to know if you want to play this way and with this intensity, then, you know, changing things because you're giving your maximum, really. I felt as, again, it was a bit of a performance of old and always, you know, of when Arteta first came in. I look at the FA Cup, how we played in those moments. Bit more on the front foot than those games, but in an attacking sense. I look at those first 2 games, I'm sure, under Arteta. In fact, against Liverpool as well at the Emirates, where Laka and Reece Nelson scored. But I'd also say against Man United and Chelsea, where I think we lost 2-1 to Chelsea after leading for high periods of the game. And then also United, like today, well, more so like not so much today, better yet, but they were onto us in the second half and it could have went a different way. And it's down for Arteta to have that. Now, with your defense improving and maybe the midfield, you're finding solutions, whether it's been Maitland-Niles and Lokonga or today Xhaka and Partey, or for me the week up before where it was Odegaard and Xhaka and Smith Rowe. Obviously, you're finding solutions. Maybe with that, the handbrakes are coming off and there's less micromanaging because it did look like there was more of a bit of freedom in the attacking third. It looked like they had clear mandates and plans for what they needed to do, but it looked like a lot more freedom, people. So it is what it is. And as I said, big performances from people. Ramsdale, Ben White, Gabriel, Gabriel, big performance from me. Tierney, big performance. Tomiyasu, Xhaka, big performance. Partey, also. Smith Rowe, Saka, the headline boys. Aubameyang, massive performance, you know. And everyone I haven't said, really, you know, very good performance from everyone involved. Proud of my boys. And as I said, you know, make me proud to be an Arsenal fan, innit? Simple as that, really. So that's all I've got to say in relation to my direct thoughts of the game, people. 3-1 Spurs review, man. Simple as that. You know, and now let's get into the player ratings, folks. Techie, man. Just came back from work and saw the goals. Brilliant result. Very proud. If you haven't, make sure you hit the like button. 6 more likes and we're on 900. Arteta's gassed me today as well. Can't lie. Could watch this football over and over again, and I am as well. I'm definitely going to do that. We controlled the game end to end. Spurs goals was a fluke. Nah, I don't think we could. I think we did control it, but I wouldn't say it was a fluke. But yeah, man. 49, trust. Loving to see you lot in happy thoughts, people, man. Three in a row, no Europe, real spine, a lot to be happy about. If Xhaka wasn't down after that challenge, it would have stayed 3-0. True, but maybe if me and you were better footballers, we might have played today. But I can't deal with the ifs and buts. I can only deal with the facts. And as much as I'm happy about our performance, you know, it's a game. It's another kind of cheap goal that we've conceded, and I'm more upset for the boys because I think we deserved a clean sheet today, man. I think we played very well. Well, clearly because of the result, it's our best performance of the season, and there's not too many performances. I hope there is, but right now there's